Hey, it's Les from the TV Dudes. This week, I'm thrilled to chat with Reagan To, who plays the English dubbed voice of both the red light, green light doll and Ga-yeong on the wildly popular Netflix series Squid Game. Her role on the show has become a viral phenomenon, and SNL even did a recent skit featuring her character. Reagan has multiple credits, including skits on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and we discuss how she found her love for acting, what it was like to find yourself part of a hit like Squid Game, and much more. It's a fun interview, and Reagan's wonderful to chat with. I hope you enjoy. Hi, Reagan. Thank you so much for making time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I know anytime actors do a project, you can't know how popular something's going to be, and obviously Squid Game, I think, surprised even Netflix with just how big. But I would assume that you've probably not seen all of your scenes in Squid Game.
No, I have not seen any of Squid Game because my parents don't allow me, and even my brother, he's 14, and my parents don't even let him watch it.
So was it surprising to you just how popular this got, and has it been strange getting to kind of know about your role a little bit through people's reactions to it and not firsthand or secondhand, I suppose, when you watch it?
It was a really big shock to me because before, just after I recorded, I didn't even know the name, and I didn't even know it came out until one day my parents were going to watch a movie, and my dad was like, "Oh, let's watch Squid Game, Netflix's most viewed show in history." But they did not know that it was my voice, so they clicked on it. They're like, "Wait a second, that sounds like Reagan's voice. Oh wait, that's Reagan." And then they go to the end credits and like, "Oh my God, Reagan's name is on there." So they realized that the show I was working on was Squid Game. So that just really shocked all of us.
Do you find that that's been common in some projects where it's a little hush hush, or you get surprised a little bit by it?
I don't. Every single voiceover project I work for, I don't even know the name, and I don't even know what it's about. But for Squid Game, they didn't tell me any extra details. They're like, "All right, so this is your character. You're just They didn't even tell me what my character is about. They're like, "All right, you just got to say red light, green light, and that's it." And I also voiced another character. Her name is Ga-yeong, and she's the main character's daughter.
And was that I mean, that's obviously a lot more depth of a character in the show. Was it interesting getting to take on that role, different from just the red light, green light doll?
For the red light, green light doll, the director told me to kind of like portray kind of like a robot sounding kind of doll and a kid. So like you mix them together and you just get like this type of voice. And apparently they loved it. And for Ga-yeong, she's kind of like my voice and my age, and so I was just like, all right, just act like myself. And they just loved it. So I'm really glad.
I had read that you had come to kind of make a decision to focus on acting after getting sick when you were younger. Can you tell me a little bit about what that decision was like and kind of centering that dream? And what do you feel like your first big steps were when you decided to really focus?
So when I was 5, I was in the hospital and I was really sick, and I was in ICU for a pretty long time until one day the doctor came in and was like, "All right, do you want to watch some TV?" I'm like, "Sure." And after I finished watching that show, I'm like, I want to be an actress. So I want to be on that TV. So I asked my mom to sign me up for some acting classes so I could eventually be on that TV one day. And after that, I went on a few shows called Jane Diversion and Jimmy Kimmel, and I met stars like Lena Waithe, Rami Malek, and Channing Tatum. So I love everything I do, and it's just this is something that I would want to do for the rest of my life.
Now, I had also seen that you do ballroom dancing, which I mean, I have a hard time just letting myself go and dancing to start with, just even, moving to music, no rules. Uh, but ballroom dancing, there's poise and steps. And what first got you into that as a hobby? And uh, do you find that to be a different kind of enjoyment than acting?
So when I was on Jane the Virgin, the main character, her name is Gina, and she talked to me and she showed me clips of her on Dancing with the Stars. I'm like, oh my god, I'm just really inspired. I'm like, I want to be doing ballroom dancing as well. So I signed up for some ballroom dancing classes, and turns out I really enjoyed it. Like, because most people when they think of dancing, they think of ballet or hip hop,
Hmm.
and this is something really different. But I this is something that I really love, and I get because one thing that everyone says I'm really good at dancing is my facial expressions, and I love performing and being on stage, and it feels like I'm just in the spotlight, and I get this nice dress, and it just feels amazing to be able to perform.
Do you feel like that sense of your body and physical space and knowing what to do with your arms and your legs and the steps, do you feel like that is going to have a benefit or has had a benefit in what you get to bring to your acting?
I think so most because sometimes acting you need to be able to dance, you need to be able to sing, and I always do. Even though I do ballroom dancing professionally, I take it really seriously, and I also use it for my acting as well. And I don't mind if I lose at competition as long as everybody enjoys my performance, and I really know that I learn how to do better next time.
I think that's a good way to look at it. I had also seen that you like to bake, and I'm outright terrible in the kitchen, but uh, baking is always something comes up so often in family things, and everybody's got great memories of being in the kitchen with their parents or getting recipes passed down. How did you get into baking? Are you just having cookies and go, I need more of these and I got to make them myself, or was this something you do with your mom, or how did this go?
So it started as my grandma. She used to be a really good chef, and she taught me a few recipes, and I got really inspired. So I was like, maybe I should try it myself. So I started making pasta and pizza, and I also make crepe cakes, and my family really enjoys it. And I was like, maybe I should do more of this. So I made like more ice cream, and I've been making more desserts. Like I've been making cakes, brownies. I've also made scones and muffins, and I think the reason I love doing this, it's kind of like goes on to my family because like my grandma likes it, and then my mom really likes it, and I like it. But it's just really relaxing, and I really enjoy it a lot. And I've also made this new logo I'm trying to start a baking business, so I'm really hoping that I go well.
What's been the most difficult thing? Has there been anything tricky that you've tried to make where you went, oh, okay, I've got to really practice this. That did not come out right.
So the hardest thing I made is my chocolate chip cookies because the batter got super runny, the recipes I used. So I was like, what should I do? So I tried to like search them, like, oh, freeze in the fridge. I'm like, okay. And after that, it came out really good. So I was like, all right, I'm going to use this strategy for now on forever.
Have you ever watched any of the baking shows that are on the various streaming services?
Yes, I watched the British Bake Off, and yeah, that's really interesting.
Well, we'll have to get you onto one of those shows. I think you'd do great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for making time to talk to me about it today. I think Squid Game was a crazy show that everybody got to watch last year, and you will someday hear about from your older brother. And I can't thank you enough for making time. I can't wait to
Thank you so much for having me.
get to see and hear what you do next. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
TV Dudes is an independently run podcast out of Austin, Texas. We are exclusively listener supported. If you'd like to help us out, go to patreon.com/TVDudes.
You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TV Dudes. All the music for our show is done by our friend and original TV Dude, Gregory J. Amani Smith.
To find out more about us, go to thetvdudes.com. I'm Randy Lander.
I'm Les Weiler.
And I'm Kyle Scott.
Thanks for listening.